What's going on, ProActivators? I want to talk to you today about something simple, something that has completely reshaped how I live, how I decide, and how I move forward. And it's this idea: the process becomes the price, and the reward is who you become. The process becomes the price, and the reward is who you become. Let that sit for a second. Most people are chasing outcomes, they're chasing money, recognition, validation, freedom, success. But very few people stop and ask themselves, what is this process actually turning me into? Because whether you realize it or not, you're paying a price every single day. The question isn't if you're paying, it's what you're paying with. Are you paying with your time, your attention, your habits, your focus, your input? And over time, those payments shape your character. That's why I say the process is the price. If the process is chaotic, distracted, inconsistent, the cost is paid in confusion, frustration, and wasted potential. But if the process is disciplined, intentional, structured, the reward isn't just what you achieve, the reward is who you become. Now, I want to connect this to something very practical in my own life. People ask me all the time, so what do you listen to? What podcast are you into? What music gets you motivated? And my answer is always the same. I only listen to edifying instruction. That's it. Things that build my character, exercise my mind, and clarify my vision. If it's not doing at least one of those things, it does not get access to me. And I don't say that to sound extreme or holier than thou. I say it because I learned the hard way that what you listen to eventually becomes how you think. And how you think becomes how you act. And how you act becomes who you are. That's not motivational talk. That's reality. I call it the voice. Not voices, not opinions, not trends, not noise. The voice. One clear voice that cuts through everything else. One voice that anchors you. One voice that grounds you. One voice that reminds you who you are when the world is trying to distract you. One voice over all the noise. Because let's be honest, we're living in the noisiest generation in history. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has advice. Everyone is selling something. Everyone is reacting to everything. And most people are drowning in information but starving for clarity. They're consuming non-stop, but they're not being built. Here's the hard truth. If you don't intentionally choose what voice you listen to, the noise will choose for you. Social media will choose. The news will choose. Your environment will choose. Your emotions will choose. Before you know it, you're reacting instead of leading. You're distracted instead of disciplined. You're busy, but not progressing. That's why proactivators don't live that way. We don't let randomness shape us. We choose the process. And this is where it all ties together. When you choose edifying instructions daily, when you choose structure over chaos, when you choose clarity over entertainment, you're paying a price. You're paying the price of saying no to distractions, saying no to easy dopamine, saying no to what everyone else is consuming. But that price produces something rare. It produces internal leadership. It produces someone who doesn't need hype to move. Someone who doesn't need motivation to act. Someone who knows how to operate even when it's quiet. Even when it's hard. Even when nobody is watching. That's a proactivator. You see, the world celebrates results, but God builds people through process. And most people quit because they don't like the process. They want the reward without the refinement. But the refinement is the reward. Every disciplined morning, every intentional choice, every moment you choose the voice over the noise, you're becoming someone stronger, more grounded, more focused, more dangerous in the best way. So here's my challenge to you today. Audit your inputs. What are you listening to when you drive? What are you listening when you walk? What are you feeding your mind when nobody's checking? Ask yourself honestly, is this building my character? Is this exercising my mind? Is this clarifying my vision? If the answer is no, it might be entertaining, but it's costing you more than you think. Choose the voice. Because when you do, you'll realize something powerful. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more hacks. You don't need more information. You need alignment. And alignment comes from listening to the right voice every single day. Remember, the process becomes the price, and the reward is who you become. Stay disciplined, stay intentional, and keep choosing the voice over the noise. This is Gabriel, the ProActivator. Live activated.